So, you're an actor. Congratulations, you are now also a small business owner. Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm so happy you're here. So, being an actor comes with a lot of responsibility because not only are you in charge of the artistic part of acting, but you're also the leader of your own business now. So, what we're going to talk about today is how do you self submit online for acting work. Now, you may be like, Rachel, I already have an agent, or I already have a manager, or I have a representation team, and they do that for me. Great. If you're happy, watch another video, I guess. If you're curious, it's okay to have an agent, manager, rep team, and also self-submit. So today we'll be focusing on actorsaccess.com. This is not sponsored or affiliated. This is solely for educational purposes for you. And we're just gonna dive right in. So Actors Access is sort of a job board. It is behind a paywall. So I believe it's like $9.99 a month or something cheaper for the entire year. I'm able to write off those monthly or yearly charges on my taxes as an actor because that is my business. Once you have signed up, you need a valid email address to be able to do it, and I kind of suggest creating an email that is specific for your acting business. I think it's very helpful to set up the delineation between this is personal, this is business, and this is business. Whenever you get on Actors Access, there will be several tabs that you can view, and you're gonna wanna start with About Me. And if you go to My Profile, you've got general details to fill out. You know this, your name, birth date, hair, eyes, ethnic appearance, union status, and those are gonna have a lot of acronyms. If you're new to the business and you know you're not in any of the unions, then you're gonna wanna put non-union. Later on when we talk about filters, it'll help show work that you're more eligible for in that moment. So for me, I'm in AEA. So I will select that. I'm not yet in ACTRA or SAG. And what ACTRA is, it's the Canadian Actors Union. I'm very close to Canada, so maybe SAG-AFTRA is the Screen Actors Guild in the United States. Then you'll go down to resume, and you're gonna wanna put any credits that you have, particularly recognizable credits. I've had some difficulty with listing credits of new works or student-based productions where the name isn't readily available to folks in the industry and where I'm not necessarily there to explain it to them. So I tend to lean more towards more recognizable names, and if not more recognizable names of shows, than definitely of places that I've worked. I'm putting my film credit at the top because that is what I'd really like to prioritize right now in my career. I do have a lot more theater credits compared to my film credits. And in the past, I've wanted to be primarily theater actor, so I've had those at the top. So it's entirely your preference. Towards the bottom, I have my training, and then I have a short bio and some of my additional talents in addition to acting-based things. Okay, so we've got our resume covered. There's a tab for your representation if you want to add them. That's it. And then under skills, you've got a lot to choose from. There are athletic endeavors and performance skills and a space for any additional skills. Then you hit save. There's another section for accents and languages, for any accents, if English is a second language for you, and what languages you are fluent in. And then we've got something called your size card. And this is something that's requested in a lot of audition submissions. So basically what it is are your measurements, what you wear in shirt, pant, dress, shoe, glove, hat sizes. I don't know my hat size off the top of my head.
Boo!
Sorry. There's a section for body modifications, if you have piercings or tattoos, for nudity, if you will do partial or full nudity, and that's totally up to you. Any notes you have for wardrobe, and then you have a section for disabilities, if there are any disabilities or assistive devices in your life that could be helpful for them to know about. Sometimes there's casting specific for folks who live with these different types of disabilities and or assistive devices. So the next section is called My Media. First is photos and slate shots, and you get 2 free photos, and you can purchase additional photos to put up for $10 each. I currently have 2, and you can put something on there called a slate shot. What I see a lot of people do in these slate shots is they just say, "Hi, my name is," and they say their name, and they'll either say their height or where they're located. And then you've got performance media. Now we're almost done with like the foundational stuff. Okay, so under performance media, you can upload videos. Videos are $22 per minute or a fraction thereof. And I have a singing video and an acting reel. And my acting reel, because I don't have film footage, I've had to do videos that I've filmed like on my own against my trusty blank wall. I did 2 monologues, and I did a clip from a scene that was recorded in my Shakespearean class. Oh, and you can also add audio. So if you are a voiceover artist, that's a great place for you to plug in your work. Now that we have our profile put together, we are now able to go to the job boards and start submitting. What we'll do is we'll go to breakdowns. For any of my international viewers, I regret that I don't know what job boards to go to yet, but as I gain more knowledge, I will share what I can with you as soon as I can. Let's start with Canada. Go to Toronto and see what is going on there. Whenever you pull it up, you'll see a date, the title of the project, the type of project it is, the casting director, the start date, and its union status. For purposes of this video, I won't share any of the actual names. There is a title, it's in blue and it's underlined. You're able to click on it and access more information. But before we do that, the type, it says it's a feature film. It has a casting director's name, who I don't know off the top of my head, but what I am able to do is go to my search engine and type in their name and casting. They come up on IMDb. And they also come up on the SAG-AFTRA Foundation's website, on social media, on various notable websites, like Up to Date Actor is a great one. They're even on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that this is a legit person because this is kind of one safeguard for us to really understand who it is we're working with, because you got to take care of yourself. And there can be a lot of I haven't seen so many on Actors Access, but I have seen on other job boards where there are some scam listings, or just kind of like, you know, we're in your gut, you're like, what's going on here? So I really like to do this step of just covering my bases and checking. And so the start date, it doesn't start until this summer, and the union is SAG-AFTRA. So I guess it's taking place in the US, but they're opening casting up to Canada. So now I'm gonna go to the title and I'm gonna click on it. And okay, so yes, it is shooting in the United States, and you're gonna get a lot more information here. On the top left, it'll say the title of the project, it's a feature film. It'll give you the, it looks like the production company, and then its union status, which is SAG-AFTRA. And then on the right side, it lists the producers or producer, director, writer, casting director, all of whom you can do the same thing and you can look up. It's also a good idea to look up just in general to maybe see what their previous bodies of work are, or what kind of work that they've been affiliated with in the past. Like, they may not always have been a director, they could have been a writer in the past. It could just give you a bit more information as you approach your audition of how to approach your audition if you get an audition. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead. Back to what we see here. It says auditions via EcoCast self-tapes. And so you'll either see that or in-person auditions. What it is, it's just a digital way of auditioning. It also tells you what the shoot dates are. It tells me exactly this day to this day, and the rate of pay. The rate of pay here is SAG-AFTRA, negotiable for recognizable names. They include airfare, hotel, per diem provided, and it gives the location of where it's at. It says the deadline for submission is in 3 days. It says please include size cards, and we've already filled out our size card, so we're ready with that information. It says if possible, please submit actors' online demo clips along with each actor's submission. that would be my acting reel or your acting reel. It says actor must be local hired to this area. Now the thing is, I do not live in the area that's listed, and I'm kind of confused because it says that they pay for airfare and hotel, but maybe it's just for this specific role that they're looking for a local hire. Just because I don't live there doesn't mean I can't audition as a local hire. That would make me responsible for my own transportation and stay. And some people do that. I've done that. Just don't count yourself out automatically if it says local hire, but do it within your means and what is reasonable and healthy and accessible for you. Then it gives a short description of what the story is based on, and it says that they'll be doing a festival run. It talks a little bit about the director and their previous body of work, and then it gives the character you're auditioning for. So it has their name in all caps, also in blue. We'll come back to that. It says the preferred gender of the character, the type of ethnicity that they're looking for, or that they're open to other specific types of ethnicities, the age range. It talks about what kind of person this is, what their background is, what their personality is, another character or person or public figure to liken it to of what they could be like. If you need to speak any other languages or speak with any accents, and then it'll usually say if it's a supporting role or a lead role or what's called a day player. And a day player is where you just come in for the day and you may have a line, you may not. Sometimes it'll tell you how many lines you have if it is of that variety. At the very end, it says storyline, and it gives a short little blurb. Sometimes they give longer statements about what the story is that they're looking to do. Now, if I were to be auditioning for this role, I would click on the name of it that's in blue, and it would open up to then show, it says, congratulations, as an Actors Access Plus member, your replies with media are free. So it says step 1, it walks you through it. I would choose a photo. Then it says step 2, choose media. This is the media casting we'll see when viewing your response. So because this is just a straight film, it's not a movie musical, it's not requiring singing in any capacity, I would just put my acting reel. And because they requested size card, step 3, I would just click size card, and it already has all of my information, so it would automatically send it to them. And then step 4, it says note for casting optional. And I saw this advice online not too long ago. I honest to goodness cannot remember who shared this information. So if it happened to be you and you come across this video, please come forward. What I learned is to put a little tiny statement about your highest level of acting training and if you're available for all of the dates or not, and then thank you. I'll also denote in the note for casting if I'm able to audition as a local hire. If they request an accent or they request a certain kind of skill, I'll also put a little note about my ability to do that. Then you click submit, and because you're subscribed, it's free to submit to as many things as you want. If you are not subscribed to the membership, you have to pay for each audition. And I keep saying audition. The thing is, this is just a submission. So you're just getting your information in front of them. It's not that you're cut and dry, like I have fully auditioned for this. I mean, it can happen like that. But what often happens is they will receive your information, and if they want to move forward, they will then send you an EcoCast audition to where you will then audition specifically for that character, either through doing a specific song from the show. Like if it's a musical, you'll often do a song, a dance, and a scene. If it's for a film, you might do just a scene or two. It really varies on what they're asking for. But this, again, is just the hi, nice to meet you kind of part of it. We're gonna look at filters. It's at the very top in bold, and it says filters all breakdowns. And what I like to go to if I'm looking for theater is I will go to Union Breakdowns Fit for Me, and I will click search. Thing is, just because I'm not in the union doesn't mean I can't do union work, but once I'm in the union, it means I cannot do non-union work. So I can only do union theater jobs. When it comes to film, I can do both union and non-union right now. Whenever I want to look for films I could do that are union or non-union, I'll just go to breakdowns fit for me. There's also a tab for auditions that shows any active EcoCast self-tapes or in-person auditions you have going on. Additionally, you may be wondering, how do I keep track of all of this in a way that works for me? Well, I'm really glad you asked. I've actually created an audition tracker template that I've been using for the last several months, and I hope can be useful to you as well. If you're interested, it's available for download. I'm gonna put a link. Can I put it up here? I haven't done that yet. I'm still learning the ways of social media. If I can't put it in like a banner up here, I'll definitely put it in, put it below the video. Anyway, if this has been at all helpful or useful to you, which I hope it has been, hit the like or subscribe button. I'm so happy to be building this community with you all and happy to be on this journey together. If you have any questions, give me a holler. In the meantime, you've got this, okay? You're doing great. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. See you next week.